heart feel the tremor of a fading line. The thunder bellows from the hollow throat of night, chasing away the last remains of sight. But in the swell where liquid mountains rise, a sudden stillness meets my frantic eye. Hold me close, never let me go. When the heavy tides begin to flow, you are the steady hand within the deep, the promise that a weary heart can't keep. Hold me close, never let me go. A fixed point while the bitter tempests blow. In the deepest ocean where the shadows sprawl, you are the anchor that survives it all. I am forged against the crushing dark, a silent strength that leaves a healing mark. I was a fragment tossed upon the foam, until your gravity steered me toward home. The gale can howl and tear the rigging down, but in your presence I will never drown. Though foundations of the earth may shake, this is the covenant that will not break. Hold me close, never let me go. When the heavy tides begin to flow, you are the steady hand within the deep, the promise that a weary heart can't keep. Hold me close, never let me go. A fixed point while the bitter tempests blow. In the deepest ocean where the shadows sprawl, you are the anchor that survives it all. Hold me close, never let me go. When the heavy tides begin to flow, you are the steady hand within the deep, the promise that a weary heart can't keep. Hold me close, never let me go. Fixed point while the bitter tempests blow. In the deepest ocean where the shadows sprawl, you are the anchor that survives it all.
The pendulum halts its rhythmic pace above the shadows of this quiet space. I watch the dust mote settle on the floor and leave my restless ghosts outside the door. The clock hands freeze against the painted wall, waiting for the evening tide to fall. I peel the iron layers from my chest, the heavy stones that would not let me rest. Each jagged edge of worry smoothed away, the sharp demands of a relentless day, into the hollow of a boundless poem. I spill the noise until the air is calm. Take this weight that I can't carry no more, lay it down upon the spirit's floor. I am drifting outward through the silver light, losing every anchor to the night, floating like a swan's down on the bruise, finally finding mercy on my knees. underneath the white and lunar glow. I let the secret tides within me flow. The friction of the world begins to cease in this pale and crystalline release. My breath becomes a feather in the dark, a tiny flame within a holy spark. The silence is a garment I can wear, a gentle weaving of a wordless prayer, no longer bound by what I could not mend. I reached the point where all my struggles end. The midnight hour is a sacred well, where all the tales of sorrow come to dwell. Swans down on the breeze, finding mercy on my
across the valley floor. I leave my heavy shadow by the wooden door. I am looking past the satellites and silver dust to find a flicker in the iron and the rust. The heavens open up their ancient burning eyes to strip away the layers of a coldest sky. Countless promises are written in the white fire, lifting my spirit from the sinking mire. The night is not dark when the galaxy wakes, healing the hollow where the old fever breaks. I am sleeping in peace while the orbits collide. Traveler with holes in his pockets, dropping the seconds like gold into socket. But the glow in the zenith is never for sale. It burns through the fabric of the thinning veil. No longer a stranger to the silence above, drowned in the weight of an immovable love. The constellations pattern out a road map home through fields of obsidian where I to roam. Every spark is a witness to the breath I take, a gentle vibration that the embers make. I see the grand design in a grain of sand, held in the hollow of a steady hand. The horizon is fading like a ghost in the trees, as the vastness settles on its trembling knees. The darkness is starving for a reason to stay, but the diamond crown chases the shadows away. Countless promises are written in the white fire, lifting my spirit from the sinking mire. The night is not dark when the galaxy wakes, healing the hollow where the old fever breaks. I am sleeping in peace while
Yeah. The iron gates of labor swing shut behind my back. Dust of the marketplace falls from a heavy coat. I leave the clatter of the silver and the track, where every promise was a debt written in a note. The pavement cools beneath the violet canopy. The hungry ghosts of commerce fade into the gray. I climb the hill where the wild clover grows tall, away from the sirens and the grinding of the gears. A man is only as large as a shadow on a wall, and I've been shrinking for 1,000 weary years. But the wind carries no ledger and no ticking clock, only the scent of damp earth and the coming rain. Take me back to the garden where the light began. Fold me in the arms of God, the canyon floor. I am a wanderer seeking the calm of the great hand. To lay my heavy burden down beside the golden door. There is a stillness that the world can never break, a sanctuary built within the center of a holy dream. Yeah, the constellations gather like sheep in a quiet fold. Orion watches over the valley of my tired bones. I see the stories that the ancient prophets told, in the arrangement of the stars and the river stones. No more chasing the wind for a handful of hollow gold. I am sinking deep into the velvet of the grand design. My name is forgotten in the ledges of the town, and that is a mercy I never thought I would find. The crown of thorns and the laurel are both laid down, leaving the noise and the vanity far behind. I am a guest at a table where the bread is peace, and the wine is the silence of the infinite sky. Yeah. The veil is thin between the pulse and the spark. The shadows are long, but they hold no fear. I am walking through the doorway of the dark to find the only voice I was meant to hear. Take me back to the garden where the light began. Fold me in the arms that carved the canyon floor. I am a wanderer seeking the palm of the great hand. To lay my heavy burden down beside the golden door. There is a stillness that the world can never break, a sanctuary built within the center of a holy dream.
The morning breaks across the marble floor, where shadows used to pacing by the door. I see the silver lining in the bread, as every heavy burden slips away. No longer chasing ghosts across the sand, I feel a steady motion of the guiding hand. Eternal light cascading down the mountainside. In this velvet stillness I will now abide. The fever of the world begins to cease, bathed in the radiant waters of this peace. Unfailing glow that never fades to black, tracing out the path and never looking back. The iron gates of worry swing wide open now. The sweat of yesterday is wiped from off my brow. It is a kingdom built where no one has to fight, just the gentle washing of the infinite bright. The prophet spoke of gold within the mind, but here the simple clarity's more divine. I rested by the well until the water cleared, and found the very presence that I once had feared. It does not shout or demand a heavy toll. It only pours the mercy back into my soul. The thunder died away beyond the distant hill. The restless spinning of the wheel is standing still. A quiet strength is waking in the bone. I know I am not walking dark alone. Eternal light cascading down the mountainside. In this velvet stillness I will now abide. The fever of the world begins to cease, bathed in the radiant waters of this peace. Unfailing glow that never fades to black, tracing out the path and never looking back. Calm into the storm as I wash the valley clean. I'm resting when the spaces in between. Eternal light illuminating every hidden scar, leading like the motion of a constant star. The sanctuary found within the holy flame, riding on the wind, a brand new secret name.
The dust settles on the heavy wooden table, tracing patterns where the shadows used to lie. I touch the texture of a forgotten temple and watch the restless world outside go dry. A grain of time is rough beneath my fingers as I unfold the maps of ancient mind. A certain kind of gravity still lingers in every sacred secret I can find. These tangled characters are black and steady. Ink on old paper tells a stubborn truth. I stand before the gate when I am ready to reclaim the holy fire of my youth. The air is thick with ghosts of silent sages. The breath is cool against my weary face. There is a healing power in these pages that pulls the scattered pieces into place. No thunder rumbles in this hollowed attic. The noise of greed begins to fade away. I leave behind the fever and the static to hear what the unspoken has to say. Focus in the quiet while the clock is ticking. A singular devotion in the bone. The golden thread of clarity I am pitting to build a spirit made of solid stone. Whispering wisdom from the deep foundation. A river flowing underneath the street. The light arrives without an explanation. That makes the circle of the soul compete. I walk the narrow path of contemplation, where every letter is a stepping stone. Beyond a beach of pride or desperation, a kingdom that the heart has always known. The ink is deep and darker than the midnight, but it reflects a gone I can't ignore. I bathe my vision in the steady midlight and find the key inside the cellar door. The prophet spoke in riddles for the humble, to keep the diamonds from the dirty hands. I watch the towers of the ego crumble and scatter like the white and desert sands. My pulse is rhythmic like a steady beating of wings against the vast and open sky. The bitterness of living is retreating as the eternal passes through the eye. No thunder rumbles in this hallowed attic. The noise of greed begins to fade away. I leave behind the fever and the static to hear what the unspoken has to say. Focus in the quiet while the clock is ticking. A singular devotion in the bone. The golden thread of clarity I am thicken to build a spirit made of solid stone. Whispering wisdom from a deep foundation. A river flowing underneath the street. The light arises out an echo for nation and makes the circle of the soul complete.
Asphalt veins are pumping silver mercury tonight. Beneath the grid of glass where frozen lightning meets the eye, I walk through tides of strangers drifting toward the subway gate, while calendars are burning in a frantic state of fate. Each storefront window wears a mask of polished hollow gold, selling versions of a future that has already grown old. 1,000 engines hum a hymn of restless urgency. The skyscraper horizons script a jagged prophecy. I see the red and amber halos bleeding on the rain, a gallery of motion hiding traces of the pain. Yet underneath the friction of the iron and the stone, there is a current moving through the marrow and the bone. City lights and silent prayers rising up the marble stairs, stepping grace through the static and the glare, finding home among noise when the water drip bare. The ancient pulse is beating in the canyon of the street, where the heavy clock of man and the great forever meet. It is not found in stillness in a valley far away, but in the center of the fever where the shadows play. The spirit does not tremble at the thunder of the wheel. It tempers every heartbeat with the truth that we can feel. No siren song can drown a quiet whisper in the blood that keeps the vision steady through the rising of the flood. I watch the neon rivers carve your path across the dark, a temporary firework searching for a lasting spark. The traffic patterns weave a tapestry of organized despair, but I am breathing deeper in a different kind of air. The rush is just a curtain that is being pulled aside to reveal the constant anchoring and the turning of the tide. Though the gears are grinding loud and the sky is draped in cloud, I am tracing out the patterns that the heavy dust ignored, finding mercy in the wreckage of a kingdom we adore. City lights and silent prayers rising up the marble stairs, stepping in grace through the static and the glare, finding home in the noise when the world is stripped bare. The ancient process beating in the canyon of the street, where the heavy clock of man and the great forever meet. City lights and silent prayers rising up the marble stairs, stepping in grace through the static and the glare, finding home in the noise when the world is stripped bare. The ancient pulse is beating in the canyon of the street, where the heavy clock of man and the great forever meet.
Heavy on the windowsill, while the clockwork of the day begins to fail. I take the sheet of white and start despair to crease the edges of a silent trail. Between the shadows and the amber light, I find a tiny space to breathe again. The world is vast and cold beyond the night, but here the grace begins to softly rain. My fingers trace the fibers of the sheet. Each corner turned is a burden laid aside. The dust of every struggle and defeat is tucked within the paper where I hide.
used to chase the thunder in the sky and beg the stars to justify the cause. Now I watch the smallest wings go by and find the beauty that I thought was lost. Ink and prayer mark the white terrain, a map of secrets only heaven knows, washing out the salt and every stain till the river in my spirit overflows. Unfolding keys within the paper lines, a miracle in every humble fold. The universe in miniature designs, more precious than the silver and the gold. A calm in my chest is a steady beat, a quiet gratitude for what remains. I lay my heavy heart at mercy's feet, where love is breaking all the hidden chains. 1,000 cranes could never hold this weight, but one small prayer is enough to clear the air. I used to fight the iron hand of fate. Now I surrender to the kindness there. It's in the texture of midnight air. It's in the stillness of a bended knee. The simplest truth is always standing fair, waiting for the blinded eyes to see. Ink and prayer mark the white terrain, a map of secrets only heaven knows, washing out the salt in every stain till the river in my spirit overflows. Unfolding peace within the taper lines, a miracle in every humble fold. The universe in miniature designs, more precious than the silver and the gold. The calm in my chest is a steady beat, a quiet gratitude for what remains. I lay my heavy heart at mercy's feet, where love is breaking all the hidden chains. Unfolding peace within the taper lines, a miracle in every humble fold. The universe in miniature designs, more precious than the silver and the gold. The calm in my chest is a steady beat, a quiet gratitude for what remains. I lay my heavy heart at mercy's feet, where love is breaking all the hidden chains.
Settles in the corner of the room, where the heavy clock forgets to strike its bell. I leave the restless highway of the mind and walk the stairs into a silent well. No hollow crowds are pushing at the gate. The morning air, it's silver and it's thin. I pull the wooden chair up to the light and let the ancient gravity begin. Sunlight on the page is like a golden seam, mending every ragged edge and broken dream. The quiet glow of wisdom is a steady flame, calling every wandering thought back to its name. In the stillness of the seeking I am found, tracing truth across this hallowed ground. 1,000 voices shouted in the street, claiming they had bought the keys to grace. But I found more in half a dozen lines than all the noise within the marketplace. The ink is old but feels like it is breathing. A map of scars that turned into a song. It doesn't matter where the world is going, or if the ticking of the sun is wrong. Tangled vines of worry start to break. The iron weight of shadow starts to peel. Hard finding its focus in the wake of everything that's simple and is real. Sunlight on my pages like a golden seam, mending every ragged edge and broken dream. The quiet glow of wisdom is a steady flame, calling every wandering thought back to its name. In the stillness of the seeking I am found, tracing truth across this hollow ground. The noise of the world retreats into a hollow shell, leaving only the weightless silver of this cell. No thunder rolls across the sanctuary floor, just the folding of a shadow against the door. The clock stops its rhythmic biting at the air, as I find the stillness hanging everywhere. I do not bring the frantic heavy words of men, nor the ink that bleeds from a broken pen. It is a dialogue woven from the finest thread, a luminous tapestry where nothing needs to be said. The pulse of the universe slows to a crawl inside the vastness of this quiet hall. Unspoken faith becomes the only gravity I know, a current moving where the hidden waters flow, smoothing the rough edges of a fractured soul, making the jagged fragments finally whole. Floating on velvet grace through the deep, where the promises of the morning safely keep. Unspoken faith becomes the only gravity I know, a current moving where the hidden water flows, smoothing the rough edges of a fractured soul, making the jagged fragments finally whole. Floating on velvet grace through the deep, where the promises of the morning safely keep. The friction of the day begins to dissolve. The riddles of the dark no longer need resolve. Patience is the fabric wrapped around my chest. In this wordless motion, I have found my rest. The spirit iron-clad by a gentle, unseen hand, across the borders of this hollow keeps watching every inner frantic struggle sees. Unspoken faith become the only gravity I know. A current movement where the hidden waters flow. Smooth and low rough edges of a fractured soul, making the jagged fragments finally whole. Floated on velvet grace through the deep, where the promises of the morning safely keep. Unspoken faith becomes the only gravity I know. A current movement where the hidden waters flow. Smooth the low rough edges of a fractured soul, making the jagged fragments finally whole. Floating on velvet grace through the deep, where the promises of the morning safely keep. The velvet curtain falls across the valley floor. I leave my heavy shadow by the wooden door. I'm looking past the satellites and silver dust to find a flicker in the iron and the rust. The heavens open up their ancient burning eyes to strip away the layers of a cold disguise. Countless promises are written in the white fire, lifting my spirit from the sinking night. The night is not dark when the galaxy wakes, healing the hollow where the old fever breaks. I am sleeping in peace while the orbits collide, with the river of mercy rising deep inside. Time is a traveler with holes in his pockets, dropping the seconds like gold into sockets. But the glow in the zenith is never for sale. It burns through the fabric of the thinning veil. No longer a stranger to the silence above, drowned in the weight of an immovable The constellations pattern out a roadmap home, through fields of obsidian where I used to roam. Every spark is a witness to the breath I take, a gentle vibration at the ember's name. I see the grand design, a grain of sand, held in the hollow of a steady hand. The horizon is fading like a ghost is the trees, as the vastness settles on its trembling knees. The darkness is starving for a reason to stay, but the diamond crown chases the shadows away. Countless promises are written in the white fire, lifting my spirit from the sinking mine. The night is not dark when the galaxy wakes, keeling the hollow where the old fever breaks. I am sleeping in peace where the orbits collide, with the river of
and dust is dancing in a shaft of morning light. A golden ladder climbing through the window pane. The kettle hums a low and steady silver note to greet the coming of the quiet autumn rain. I watch the steam dissolve into the ceiling bowls. A tiny ghost of warmth against the winter chill. There is a mercy in the way the clock ticks on, while all the heavy world are leaning on the sill. The cracked ceramic holds the heat against my palm. The tea leaves settle like a prophecy of peace. I find the scripture in the fraying of the rug, where all the tangled knots of worry find release. The neighbor's laundry flutters on a tangled line. White flags of truce above the gravel and the weeds. A gentle gospel written in a grocery list, providing everything a humble spirit needs. There is a grandeur in the folding of the bread, a holy mystery in the button and the thread. Bless the sparrow on the wire, bless the ash inside the fire. Every breath is but a pebble in the stream of a long and vivid dream. Oh, the miracle is sitting on the plate, in the things we understate, lifting up our song of praise for being here in the ordinary glory of the year. A sparrow balances upon a rusted gate, as if the iron were a branch of ancient pine. He doesn't scramble for a kingdom or crown. He only waits to see the midday shadows line. I walk the pavement where the dandelions break through every fissure that the city tried to seal. The stubborn beauty of a reed against the stone is more than any king could ever hope to feel. The scent of cedar drifting from a stranger's porch, the way the shadow of a cloud can cool the street. Bless the sparrow on the wire, bless the ash inside the fire. Every breath is but a pebble in the stream of a long and vivid dream. Oh, the miracle is sitting on the plate, in the thing we understate, lifting up a song of praise to being here in the ordinary glory of the year.
The dust motes dance in pillars of white, shaking off the heavy velvet of the night. A pale gold finger traces the floor, creeping past the threshold of the bedroom door. The kettle starts its slow and steady hum, announcing that the day is finally come. No shadows linger where the linen lies, just the gentle opening of tired eyes. Oh, the grace that arrives with the dew, making every broken promise something new. the secret strength that the morning knows, safe and sound in the cradle of the day, watching all the heavy burdens melt away. The clock on the wall has nothing to say. Time holds its breath in this holy delay. Before the world starts its engine and gears, before the old worries find their way to my ears, I am rooted like a tree by the glass, watching the ghosts of the yesterday pass. The garden breeze, a sigh of silver mist, every leaf and petal has been newly kissed. I sit in the stillness of a wooden chair, finding a cathedral in the empty air. No need for a sermon or a grand design, when the simple act of waking feels divine. The ink is wet on an unwritten page, stepping out of the shadow and the iron cage. The horizon is a seam of burning thread, healing every word that was better left unsaid. The air is cool and the heart is wide, with nowhere left for the doubt to hide. Oh, the grace that arrives with the dew, making every broken promise something new. I am wrapped in a blanket of softest light, carried through the tunnel of the dark midnight, to this quiet shore where the mercy flows, the secret strength that the morning knows, safe and sound in the cradle of the day, watching all the heavy burdens melt away. Oh, the grace that arrives with the new, making every broken promise something new. I am wrapped in a blanket of softest light, carried through the tunnel of the dark midnight, to this quiet shore where the mercy flows, a secret strength that the morning knows, safe and sound in the cradle of the day, watching all the heavy burdens melt away. The concrete canyons hold their breath, where shadows stretch across the lane, and stray cat drinks from silver pools left over from the morning rain. No trumpets sound, no banners fly, just the quiet turning of the wheel. In the spaces between the hours, there is a pulse you can almost feel. Sunlight through the leaves, dancing on the pavement, a golden lace woven in the gray. It is a constant grace that finds us stranded and leads us through the heat of day. It is the hand that steadies a trembling glass, the breath that stays when the seasons pass. distance, moving through the crowded street, a quiet song for the weary soul and the dust upon our feet. Stays when the seasons pass. The silver dust settles on the window frame. A silence heavier than the morning rain. I stand where the shadows and the lamplight blend, waiting for a direction I cannot comprehend. The world has folded its frantic wings to rest. My heavy boots feel lighter than the air, as if the gravity of grief was never there. Through the mist, a luminescence begins to bloom, carving a steady path across this narrow room. The blueprint of the unseen starts to unfold. There is a shimmering hope in the heart of the gray, tracing the outlines of a brand new day. I feel like I am walking on clouds above the fear, finding the courage when the vision is clear, guided by the softest whisper of grace. No thunderous command or lightning in the sky, just a pulse of mercy that refuses to die. It does not shout to prove that it is true. It simply saturates the old into the new, like a secret kept between the earth and stars. I stripped away the noise of a crowded street, to hear the rhythm where the soul and spirit meet. The map is written in a language without sound, lifting my weary feet from the fallen ground. Faith is the compass that does not need a needle. It highs and easy to touch my very palm, replacing the frantic storm with the holy calm. Every hesitation dissolves into the light, steering my motion through the depth of a night. There is a shimmery hope in the heart of the gray, tracing the outlines of a brand new day. I feel like I am walking on clouds above the fear, finding the courage when the vision is clear, guided by the softest whisper of grace. There is a shimmering hope in the heart of the gray, tracing the outlines of a brand new day. I feel like I am walking the fear. Finding the courage when the vision is clear, guided by the softest whisper of The day leans low against a weathered timber frame, folding its hands upon the dust of ancient rows. I watch the gold recede and leave a soft name across the valleys where the heavy harvest blows. No frantic pace remains to haunt the cooling air. The frantic chase for silver coins has reached its end. There is a holy stillness waiting everywhere, around the corner where the long pathways bend. The heavy bell is swinging slow within the tall grass. The silver heat of noon has turned to velvet gray. We lift our heavy spirits like a looking glass to catch the final benediction of the day. Amber skies are bleeding through the broken pines. Fading shadows stretch until they touch the sea. Resting in the light where every burden aligns with the mercy that was meant to set us free. The long day is done and the fire is burning low, and there is nowhere else that we have to go. The prophet spoke of trials in a burning sun, but they forgot to mention how the evening heals. A quiet victory when the race is finally run, and the spinning motion of the heavy iron wheels. I see the love that lingered in the harshest gale, now settling like dew upon the tired wheat. But light is standing holy like a bridal veil, draped across the stones of every empty street. And the skies are bleeding through the broken pines. Fading shadows stretch until they touch the sea. Resting in the light where every burden aligns with the mercy that was meant to set us free. The long day is done and the fire is burning low, and there is nowhere else that we'd have to go. Amber skies are bleeding through the broken pines. Fading shadows stretch until they touch the sea. Resting in the light where every burden aligns with the mercy that was meant to set us free. The long day is done and the fire is burning low, and there is nowhere else that we have to go.
Heavy on the windowsill while the clockwork of the day begins to fail. I take a sheet of white and start despair to crease the edges of a silent trail. Between the shadows and the ember light, I find a tiny space to breathe again. The world is vast and cold beyond the night, but here the grace begins to softly rain. My fingers trace the fibers of the sheet. Each corner turned is a burden laid aside. The dust of every struggle and defeat is tucked within the paper where I hide. I used to
chase the thunder in the sky and beg the stars to justify the cost. Now I watch the smaller swings go by and find the beauty that I thought was lost. Ink and prayer mark the white terrain, a map of secrets only heaven knows, washing out the salt and every stain till the river in my spirit overflows. Unfolding peace within the paper lines, a miracle in every humble fold. The universe in miniature designs, more precious than the silver and the gold. The calm in my chest is a steady beat, a quiet gratitude for what remains. I lay my heavy heart at mercy's feet, where love is breaking all the hidden chains. 1,000 cranes could never hold this weight, but one small prayer is enough to clear the air. I used to fight the iron hand of fate, now I surrender to the kindness there. It's in the texture of the midnight air, it's in the stillness of a bended knee. The simplest truth is always standing fair, waiting for the blinded eyes to see. Ink and prayer mark the white terrain, a map of secrets only heaven knows, washing out the salt in every stain till the river in my spirit overflows. Unfolding peace within the paper lines, a miracle in every humble fold. The universe in miniature designs, more precious than the silver and the gold. The calm in my chest is a steady beat, a quiet gratitude for what remains. I lay my heavy heart at mercy's feet, where love is taking all that it is. Unfolding peace within the paper lines, a miracle in every humble fold. The universe in miniature designs, more precious than the silver and the gold. The calm in my chest is a steady beat, a quiet gratitude for what remains. I lay my heavy heart at mercy's feet, where love is breaking all the hidden chains. The asphalt screams beneath the weight of every passing ghost. I carry ghosts within the bones of a tired holocaust. The heavy iron bells of noon are swinging in my chest. I leave the market dust behind to find a place of rest. I climb the wood and stairs that moan like hymns of long ago, where shadows pull their velvet blinds and let the fever go. The jagged edge of every hour begins to round and fade. Inside the sanctuary walls where debts are never paid. A room filled with peace as wide as any desert sky, where nothing needs a name and nothing needs to justify. The door is locked against the storm that rages in the street, and mercy pours like holy wine to wash the traveler's feet. A room filled with peace where gravity has lost its grip. The bitter cup of yesterday is falling from my lip. The golden light is tangled in the dust upon the floor, and I am not the broken man who walked to that front door. The static
music of the crowd becomes a hum that has no sting. I listen to the hollow space and what the rafters sing. Beyond the reach of calendars and clocks that count the toll, there is a canyon in the mind that heals the weary soul. Echoes of a prayer vibrating against the window pane. They sound like summer thunder or the ghost of falling rain. They ripple through the stagnant air and settle on my skin, undoing every tangled knot of vanity and sin. The silence that speaks is louder than the trumpet's brassy roar. It tells me things I used to know before I went to war. With every shadow of a doubt and every mountain range, it whispers at the core of me is far beyond the change. A room filled with peace as wide as any desert sky, where nothing needs a name and nothing needs to justify. The door is locked against the storm and ledges in the street, and mercy pours like holy wine to wash the traveler's feet. A room filled with peace where gravity has lost its grip. The bitter cup of yesterday is firing from my lip. The golden light is tangled in the dust upon the floor, and I am not the broken man who walked through that front door.
It settles soft like a silver shroud, a muted hum beneath a thundercloud. No heavy chains or iron hand, just the shifting grain of the desert sand. It bathes the corners of the hollow chest, laying the frantic pose to rest. Featherlight mercy on a bended knee, the weightless linen sets the captive free. Drifting through the valley of the bone, a quiet kingdom on a makeshift throne. Soft as the fur of a winter moon, healing the cracks in the broken tune. Dancing in the stillness of the fray, where the bitter seasons melt away. In the hollow of a breathless hour, blooms a hidden white petal flower, vocalizing the secrets of the deep, while turn the cold back into day. Set the light, mercy on a bended knee, the weightless one that sets the captive free. Drift into the valley of the bone, a quiet kingdom on a makeshift throne. Soft as the fur of a winter moon, healing the cracks in the broken tomb. Feather light, mercy on a bended knee, the weightless wind that sets the captive free. Drifting through the valley of the bone, a quiet kingdom on a makeshift throne. Soft as the fur of a winter moon, healing the cracks in a broken tomb.
Asphalt screams beneath the weight of every passing ghost. I carry ghosts within the bones of a tired hollow coast. The heavy iron bells of noon are swinging in my chest. I leave the market dust behind to find a place of rest. I climb the wooden stairs that moan like hymns of long ago, where shadows pull their velvet blinds and let the fever go. The jagged edge of every hour begins to round and fade. Inside this sanctuary walls where debts are never paid. A room filled with peace as wide as any desert sky, where nothing needs a name and nothing needs to justify. Your door is locked against the storm that rages in the street, and mercy pours like holy wine to wash the traveler's feet. A room filled with peace where gravity has lost its grip. The bitter cup of yesterday is falling from my lips. The golden light is tangled in the dust upon the floor. And I am not the broken man who walked through that front door. The crowd becomes a hum that has no sting. I listen to the hollow space and what the rafters sing. Beyond the reach of calendars and clocks that count the toll, there is a canyon in the mind that heals the weary soul. Echoes of a prayer vibrating against the window pane. They sound like summer thunder or the ghost of falling rain. They ripple through the stagnant air and settle on my skin, undoing every tangled knot of vanity and sin. The silence that speaks is louder than the trumpet's brassy roar. It tells me things I used to know before I went to war. With every shadow of a doubt and every mountain range, it whispers that the core of me is far beyond the change. A room filled with peace as wide as any desert sky, where nothing needs a name and nothing needs to justify. The door is locked against the storm that rages in the street, and mercy pours like holy wine to wash the traveler's feet. A room filled with peace where gravity has lost its grip.